animated Anarchy series presents the animated Hour of Power.
What's up, everybody? We are live. It is Saturday night. Hope everybody is safe. I know about 24 states are under a winter weather warning right now, including the states that all of us are in. Luckily,
yep. In China, they already got snow there.
Yeah. Luckily, Pennsylvania's doesn't start till tomorrow. And Sean, you guys aren't under one until tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's good. There's no wild card Dave tonight. He took his wife out for his birthday, so he's being a good husband. We almost didn't have Eric for the first little bit of this show, but luckily his mother's foot caught on fire as soon as they entered the church, so they had to leave.
Hey.
So that's probably the nicest thing I've ever said about your mother. But anyway, But anyway, so this is the animated Hour of Power. This is episode 24, part of the animated Anarchy series. I am your host, Dutchy, joined as always by Money E.
What's up?
And also, Sean is here.
Hello.
Yeah. And it's funny. So this is the first time since I think around this time last year that it's the three of us. Because didn't Dave Dave came in sometime in February, right, of last year?
Yeah.
I mean, Sean, you would probably know better than because he was your stray that you brought in.
Roughly around that time, yeah.
I mean, you adopted him. You adopted him. Eric and I just signed the paperwork.
Yeah.
But this is actually Dave's.
I sold him to you.
Huh?
It would be more like I sold him to you.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, technically, yeah, you're the one that found him, and you're the one that got us to adopt him. Yeah. So, and by the way, this is the first time he's ever missed a show.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he followed the rule when he. When he said he couldn't do the show because he gave me 7 days notice. Unlike somebody who gave me 26 hours notice.
But it turned out it didn't even.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, before I make another joke. All right, so tonight's matches are going to be BORUTO, NARUTO Next Generations taking on DEVILMAN, CRYBABY. The Marvelous Misadventures of FLAPJACK is going to take on Bobby's World. By the way, if FLAPJACK sweeps, they go into the upper echelon. And if Bobby's World gets swept, they move into the bottom tier. We're also going to have Gravedale High taking on Star Wars Droids. That's going to be riveting. And the main event is going to be BRAVESTARR taking on DUCKTALES. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to have the randomizer come up. It's going to pick our 5 categories for the night. We judge those 5 categories. So best of 5. If a show wins 3-0, 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10, and 5 for the loser. And if you are swept, you lose 10 points. We're getting to the nitty-gritty. By the way, we have after today, there's 3 more weeks left in stage 2. Stage 2 has flown by. By the way, it took us
25 weeks.
Yeah. So when we get to episode 27, that'll be the end of stage 2. So it took us, what? 3.5 months to do one stage, and so it's about 3.5 months every stage. But time flies when you're having fun. So all right, let's go.
This seemed like faster.
Yeah, well, it's also because we did a couple of specials too, so that kind of helped. All right, we're gonna share the screen. If I click the right button. All right.
What don't we want?
All right. Can everybody see that screen?
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. Now
No,
I know
don't
what.
want, but I'm.
All right. So I know usually what we don't want. So let's see what we get. One click. And it's almost like the randomizer thinks Dave is still here.
Yeah, the 1 week he's not here, we get his favorite.
Yeah. So it's animation, humor, moments, originality, and character development. All right, Sean, how do you feel about this?
I actually like it. I think it's a solid lineup, but it's also like, thank God there's no merch. I absolutely hate. I don't like the merch category because it could always just lead to be like one-sided or impossible to figure out.
Well, when you're going into, well, first of all, for somebody that deals with action figures like I do, merch is an easy category to do.
Yeah, that's why I like it too.
But for somebody that really doesn't know the sales of like different merchandise, like collectibles, you know, it's kind of hard. So I understand why I don't mind it, because I pretty much know the sale numbers and how valuable stuff is.
I like it just to piss off Sean. No, I'm just joking about Sean.
I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, you're kind of the odd man out tonight. There's no butt for you to kiss because Dave's not here.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he begged his mother to go to church. He's just like, Dave's not here. I'm not protected. Think of something to do. But too bad you're here. All right. So we are going to start with BORUTO Naruto Next Generation. It's going to take on Devilman Crybaby. Now, of course, you know, we start off with an anime battle, and our anime expert's not here, so we have to wing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although, Sean, your wife watches a lot of anime, doesn't she?
Yeah. I don't think she watches any of these ones though.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, if you could get her to stop yelling at the kids for a minute, you could have her coach you.
Right. Very true.
All right. BORUTO Naruto Next Generations in the division of Kevin Johnston, my sister's fiance, 1-0, 20 points. Devilman Crybaby in the division of Anthony Visco, 1-0, 20 points. So we'll see what happens here. We start with the animation style. They're both anime. So, Eric, I'm going to start with you. Who wins the category?
This was a hard because I think they're both good, but I feel like Devil May Cry has more tail, especially the act stuff. And
Eric,
like
Devilman Crybaby. Devil May Cry is a different show. It's Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I know that's what you meant, but that's not what you said.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I went to Netflix and was like, wait, why is there two different Devilman? Okay.
Yeah. So
I watched the right one.
And just remember, we have an audience that likes to nitpick. So,
Yep.
especially at you. So make sure you get it right.
I know.
So you went Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah, I thought it was more detailed and more less flawless. More flawless.
Okay. All right. Sean, go ahead.
I actually have BORUTO Naruto taking this one. I just like the art style a little more. I thought it was a little more detailed. It flowed a lot nicer. Devilman Cry was a little, I don't know. It was dark, but it was kind of like, the way I'll put it is, it was dark, detailed, but flat.
Right. So I actually I'm going with Sean on this one, and I went Boruto, and the reason why is kind of like what Sean just said. I just feel like with Naruto or Boruto Naruto, like that whole, you know, the whole thing, the animation's always been good. The shows itself might not be, although I think Boruto is actually better than Naruto, but that's a argument that I'll wait and have when Dave's back on, just to piss him off. But yeah, so I went Boruto on that one. We go to humor next. Which show had the better humor, Sean?
I'm sticking with Boruto Naruto. I think I just found myself, you know, chuckling a little more. I think Devilman Crybaby is kind of more of a, I don't know, a little more serious than, you know, than this one. And yeah, Devilman Crybaby was just kind of like a sinister feel.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but yeah, I laugh a little more at Naruto.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like with Devilman Crybaby, it's just like, yeah, is it really that funny? Like, and by the way, humor for a lot of anime, it's very hard. Now, some of it can be funny, but there are some where it's just like, if it's funny, you know, especially with the premise, it's doing something wrong.
Right.
Just because I feel like anime is supposed to be more serious.
I agree with that.
And again, this is something I'm sure Dave would chime in and be like, well, not all anime. Well, some anime, yes, is funny. Like, we're going to talk about one of them on Wednesday, which I'll talk about, you know, I'll say which one it is when we get to, you know, when I have to promote it later. That is pretty funny just because it's one of those that, like, you know, it's kind of unorthodox. And by the way, that's the anime that was Sean's idea. Or it was Sean's idea for us to cover. Sean didn't create the show, but but all right, yeah. So I went with Boruto in humor as well. Eric, what say you?
Sweep it. I went the same way. I think that one would make maybe. It's just a more serious show. Barely has any humor.
All right. So all right, Boruto's up 2-0. One more, and then they sweep. It's memorable moments next, and I'm gonna go first. I actually went with Devilman Crybaby, just because I feel like they both had memorable moments, but Devilman Crybaby, just because of like the premise of the show, and you know, Naruto had more forgettable than memorable. I think sometimes there are certain episodes where it's just like, I really don't want to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Devilman Crybaby. Sean, what say you?
Yeah, I went with that one. Just the premise alone has that show have so many solid moments, and the seriousness of it.
All right. Eric?
Yep, I went the same way. Devil Crybaby.
All right. No sweep happening here. They live on for another category, but we move on to originality. Who had the more original concept, Sean?
Oh, I actually put down Boruto Naruto just because of how they continuously flow with the characters throughout different Naruto versions.
All right. Let's see if I'm going next here. It depends on what I wrote. All right. I'll go next because I went the other way. I went with Devilman Crybaby because I kind of have a hard time giving categories to shows that are kind of spinoffs.
Fair enough.
There's been exceptions, I think. I mean, we've done how many freaking episodes have we done?
Several
Where
of them.
yeah. So there have been exceptions, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, for me, it's hard to give that category to something that is like a spinoff of some. I mean, it's a continuation, and it's got nothing to do with Naruto. It is his son, and I understand that. Look at me, I'm acting as if like I'm talking to Dave right now. He's here in spirit. But yeah, so I went with Devilman Crybaby. Eric, you're breaking the tie.
I'm going to agree with you, Doug. I went with Devilman Crybaby too because
Man, you just really hate Sean, don't you?
no, you took the words out of my mouth. I went the same way because of what you said.
Okay.
Speaking of,
It's because I
Mr.
told her the tires suck.
Oh my God. Look at the comments. Right here. We mentioned his name too many times. Enjoy dinner with your wife.
Say his name and
Are you watching like dinner?
Yeah.
I believe in David.
Yeah. I mean, good Lord, man. You were out to dinner and the movies I know later on with your wife.
Probably
I mean,
didn't
her
take
company.
her to the Buffalo Gardens. Probably didn't take her to the art museum. Dinner and a movie.
Oh,
Hopefully.
but yeah, he's stepping in to say hi.
Thank
and
you
have-
too.
Well, Dave, we appreciate it. I mean, but come on, Amanda's got to be better company than us. I mean, you would think. Anyway, all right. So they it's tied 2-2. So we're gonna go to the fifth category. And it's character development. Who had the better character development, Eric?
I from what I watched and researched, I went with Devil May Cry. I think there's more story, more emotional storylines in the show. So I went Devil May Cry. Crybaby.
All right,
Sorry.
Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually have Devilman Crybaby winning this one. Just kind of like Eric said, the stories are better played out, and you already kind of know what you're getting out of the characters in Naruto. Like, there is some development there, but you kind of already understand the premise.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I also went with Devilman Crybaby. Basically, what you guys just said. So they're gonna win. They're gonna win 3-2. They're gonna get 10 points, but Boruto is going to get 5. So, everybody gets points. Points for everybody. So all right, we're gonna move on now. Huh?
I wonder if it would have won if Dave was here.
I don't know, because I know he's a big Naruto guy, but is he a big Boruto guy too? Because Boruto, I think, gets criticized by the fan base a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
So, all right, we're gonna move on to the next one: The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, taking on Bobby's World. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack in the division of Lisa Skelly, who is my aunt. The Marvelous Misadventures of Bobby's World in the division of Kelly Perenian, who is one of Eric's snuggle buddies.
Whoa. Good job, Eric. Proud of you.
Anyway, I wouldn't. Actually, you know what? I've probably already stepped over like 50 lines already. This episode, we're 20 minutes in, so I'm gonna.
I wanted to say something else, but it's a child show.
Yeah. All right. So, Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is 1-0 with 30 points. If they sweep, they're in the upper echelon. Bobby's World is 0-1, negative 10 points. That's what happens when you go against an anime. And Dave's judging. But so Bobby's World, if they get swept again, they're going to end up in the bottom of the barrel, in the bottom tier. Animation style is up first. Eric, you get the start.
I went with Bobby's World here. I thought it was more better than Flap, so more detailed.
Okay. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Eric. I have Bobby's World taking animation. But I mean, it's older, obviously, but I don't know, it is a lot more detail going on. Maybe not a lot more, just more kind of defined. Flapjack's animation is kind of weird. Not bad, but it's just that weird art style.
I feel like this was like kind of towards the end of Cartoon Network's heyday, when they stopped really paying attention to cartoons and just kind of focused more into Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
Like Adult Swim was like their big bread and butter, so they're just like, all right, well, we're done with the kids shows. By the way, I also went with Bobby's World just for that reason. So the three of us are agreeing, and it's scaring me. It scares me, Sean, when we agree with him, especially when he's the first one to say it.
Right.
But
it takes a little more effort to agree.
Yeah. All right. They're up 1-0, so they're not getting swept. And so Flapjack will not be sweeping. So that takes the drama out of that. We move on to humor. Who had more humor? I'm gonna start because this one was kind of hard for me. I've actually changed my answer a couple of times. And what I settled on Flapjack just because I feel like Bobby's World sometimes was just a little more like the humor sometimes just fell flat. Because it's just like, you know, especially like with Bobby's dad or his uncle, like sometimes trying to tell like dad jokes or something like that. And it's just like, all right, guys, you're not really doing that. Because that's before like dad jokes were actually cool.
Yeah. Almost outdated jokes.
Yeah. So I went with Flapjack on that one. Sean, what say you?
I agree. I went with Flapjack. Just more up-to-date humor, better delivery on the jokes and the humor, dialogue. And it's kind of cringy.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like you said, Bobby's World just kind of fell flat.
Yeah. All right, Eric?
Yeah, I went with Bobby's World too. Flapjack. Flapjack. Sorry.
All right. So
being a Flyers fan gets you.
Yeah. If this were in the period of the last 15 years, we could say that we'd be making the same mistake and we'd be blaming it on being a Sabres fan.
Exactly.
I had Bobby's World in my head, but to say Flapjack.
Yeah. And what's incredible is the fact that Bobby's World had an 8-year run, by the way.
Wow.
It wasn't like an awful show.
No, it was.
It's just.
It's forgettable.
Yeah.
It's forgettable, even though it was on for so long. But they're tied. It's tied 1-1, so we'll see what happens here. But we move on to memorable moments. Whose moments were more memorable? Sean, you're going to start this time.
I'm sticking with Flapjack. I just think the aura of the show itself is just memorable because it blurs the line of like a cringy humor, sci-fi almost.
Yeah.
And like you just said, Bobby's World just very forgettable because, well, for one, I never watched this back in the day.
Yeah,
And two, at times it didn't make a lot of sense. Like nothing really meshed together is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I don't even know if this is something that your brothers would have watched.
I don't know.
I mean, I know it was popular back in the day, but like I never really, like, I was around obviously for the entire run of the show, but I think I maybe watched like 5 episodes when I was a kid. But with that being said, I also went with Flapjack. Because to me, it's just like just a lot more memorable stuff happened. Even though sometimes Flapjack could be cringy, it was still just, more memorable in my head. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I went with Flapjack too. The same reasons as you guys said.
All right, they are up 2-1. They can win it in originality. Who had the more original concept? And I'm going to go first because this was another one where I hemmed and hawed because, we covered another show that's because this is kind of pirate, but kind of kind of pirate, but not really. Mm-hmm. And, we covered Pirates of Dark Water a few weeks ago. Well, Sean didn't. He was at a Buffalo Bandits game. But to me, I ultimately went with Flapjack because to me, Bobby's World is just a human version of Muppet Babies. Because of Bobby using his imagination and, the creativity that goes on in that kid's head. It's the same concept that the Muppet Babies had. By the way, Howie Mandel, who had a big hand in Bobby's World being created and was a big part of the show, started on Muppet Babies. So if anybody thinks that I'm trying to say that Howie Mandel ripped off the concept from another show, that's technically what I'm doing. So before Howie's lawyers listen to this and I get served with a subpoena, Sean, go ahead.
I gave this one to Flapjack. I think Bobby's World at the time there was just too many shows similar. Or that was just like that kind of generational show. Yeah.
Well, again, that's what I said. That's why I said that Bobby's World is basically the human version of Muppet Babies.
Yeah. Flapjack is just, it kind of, it step in the line between going from a kid's cartoon to Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Kind of mixing that together. And, at the time, there was shows similar, but this one was the start of the cringy era. Yeah. Almost like Bill and Mandy.
Yeah, which that'll be coming up, and I forget who I have them go. Or no, I have them in a few weeks going up against Legend of Tarzan. So they'll be coming up, and all right, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I went with Flapjack too. As you guys said, Bobby's World it's not really original.
All right, so Flapjack is going to win this 3-1. They're going to get 20 points out of it. Bobby's World stays in the negative, but they don't lose any more. So they're not going into the bottom tier, but they are staying at negative 10 points. We move on to one that I'm pretty sure watching both these shows, we've lost brain cells. We've got Gravedale High.
Oh, man.
Going against Star Wars Droid. You're laughing because I'm telling the truth.
I know. I was very biased on this one.
So, all right.
I'm sorry.
But by the way, and when I say Gravedale High going up against Star Wars Droids obviously is a Star Wars show. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, it's an 0-1 going up against a 1-0, which is correct. but Gravedale High is the one that's 1-0. It's 1-0, 20 points in the division of. I actually have to look because I think it's actually. I'm pretty sure they're also in Kelly Peranian's division. I think that's actually Kelly's best show, which is kind of sad. But I have to look to so in Kelly Peranian's division, 1-0, 20 points. Going up against Star Wars Droids, 0-1, no points in the division of Neil Thompson. So obviously we start with animation style. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, so animation style is the first category. And Sean, why don't you go ahead? Who had the better animation style?
I put Gravedale High.
Okay.
Just cleaner details. The Star Wars Droids was kind of blurry.
All right.
Like, not the characters themselves, but like just the whole screen.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like super pixelated, and it was weird.
By the way, I should mention that Gravedale High was a Hanna-Barbera show. So Hanna-Barbera was still kind of, I mean, you know, their animation was kind of so-so. Some were good, some were bad, but the animation has always been good. So they are Hanna-Barbera. Eric, you're going to go next.
Yeah, I went with Gravedale High. I don't think Droids had any real good detail to their animation.
Yeah.
I don't think neither one was great, but
yeah.
Gravedale
so I
High
also went with Gravedale High. They get this first category. 2 more, and it's a sweep. There are going to be Star Wars fans that I think are going to come after us. But, you know, it's the nature of the beast. All right, so we go to humor. Who had more humor in the show? I'm going to start because I went with oh God. They're going to come after me with the pitchforks and the torches. I went with Gravedale High because I don't know. It was funnier to me, and it's just like, even though you had the 2 funniest characters in Star Wars in Droids, I don't know. I just felt like all the characters in Gravedale High were just funnier rather than just the 2 that were in the 2 that were in Droids. What, did he get off camera so he could text all the Star Wars fans in the office to come after me?
No.
All right.
Sean,
Sean, why don't you go?
I have Star Wars winning this one. I always found the interactions with 3PO and R2D2 funny.
Yeah. All right. Eric, you're breaking a tie.
I agree with you again, Doug. I just found Gravedale High a little more humor. I think it had more of that funny dark humor.
Eric, the Philadelphia Eagles are the best football team in the world.
Not this year.
Yeah. What do you get mad at? People are going to come after us, not you.
That's true.
So just let us take the heat.
So I do be playing Star Wars Battlefront, and I got a tattoo of Darth Maul on my leg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Unfortunately, Gravedale High. Unfortunately, the categories that were drawn for this episode were the categories I gave to Gravedale High. I think I had it.
Yeah.
You know, I had it scored mostly in Droids' favor. But unfortunately, this is what we are dealing with. All right, Gravedale High is up 2-0.
4, but none of them are. Oh, no.
So Gravedale High is up 2-0. 1 more and then they sweep. I can't believe I'm saying that, but we move on now to memorable moments. Sean, go ahead.
I gave this to Gravedale High. I think you know, the two shows compared one to another are completely different,
Yeah.
and just the story in Gravedale High, I think, led to better moments. I mean,
All
Star
right.
Wars, you're kind of at the time you're like questioning everything, or you kind of already know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to go next. I actually went with droids because I don't know. I just felt like with the story arcs that were there, and I know it also plays a role in character development, so I'm not going to say too much. But I think with the story arcs and each story that was, you know, built, and by the way, it's very hard to build story arcs when a show just goes 13 episodes. But I thought they did it well. I thought they did have a lot of memorable moments. So I went with droids. Eric, that means you're breaking another tie, and you get to decide whether or not, you know, droids get swept or not.
Did Doug sway me? No, not this time. It's getting swept. I agree with Sean.
All right.
I just had to throw that in there just to anticipate. I should have waited 5 seconds more longer.
You know, Sean, you should feel good that he agreed with you, but also this is one of his girlfriend's shows. So.
Hey.
See, if I was in that position, I would have done it like what Pat McAfee did for Georgia, Alabama, where he's like, "Oh, you know," he starts singing the Georgia Bulldog chant. Then he waits a minute, and then he's like, "Give me Alabama." He hypes up Georgia, and then just like, "Give me Alabama."
By the way, she's not my.
Oh no, no,
She's not your girlfriend?
She's not your girlfriend,
married.
but
Not with that type of attitude.
yeah.
You gotta walk in there and be like, "Dinner Thursday."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, she is married, and in all fairness, Eric actually, you know, probably
I
has
am
more
friends
of
with
a,
his husband too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have more of a man crush on her husband than you do on her.
Everyone didn't watch it.
Well, first of all, anybody in that particular like friend circle of yours that is watching this right now, they should not be surprised that I'm acting like an ass. Okay. Like nobody should be surprised. I know Sean is.
I am not.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I mean, Sean's not. Sean's known me pretty much his entire life.
I feel like I've known you for my entire life too.
Man, it's been that long. Somebody knock out your camera, or are you just like smirking on the side and you just don't want us to see it?
You can go with that.
Yeah.
No, I turn it off for a second.
All right. So 30 points is going to Gravedale High, negative 10 points for droids.
Sorry.
So we move on. The main event is BRAVESTARR taking on DUCKTALES. BRAVESTARR 0-1 in the division of Sean Stranahan. I believe that BRAVESTARR has no points. I'm going to double check that. Just to make sure, even though technically I should already know this, but let's see. Yep, BRAVESTARR 0-1, no points. DUCKTALES 1-0, 10 points. In the division of my mother, Sue Hummer. So we start with animation style. It's Filmation versus Disney. Sean, who had the better animation?
DuckTales 100%.
Yep.
I don't think it's fair to even compare the two, in my opinion. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it.
How many battles though have we had to where a lot of these categories just are not fair?
A lot.
A lot.
Like,
A lot.
and by the way, it's not our fault. It is the randomizer's fault.
Right. Dirty AI.
Yeah, but like it goes that way for a lot. It goes that way, I think, for a lot of them. Eric, why don't you go next?
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even need to ask me. I'm going DuckTales 100%.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. I was just saying. I just had to make sure it was written down on my paper, and I didn't write down BRAVESTARR by accident.
Are you gonna be the brave one and say BRAVESTARR?
No, I went with DuckTales, and
Okay.
here's my reasoning. Disney was just kind of, this was Disney's fourth attempt. And by the way, they were successful on 2 of the first 3, but this is the 4th attempt at an animated show, and it started their Disney afternoon block. And DuckTales is one of the more popular Disney cartoons of all time. I never really liked Filmation's animation. You know, they were He-Man, She-Ra, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, Star Trek the Animated Series. I never really could get into Filmation's animation. So that's why I went with DuckTales. They're up 1-0. 2 more, and then it's a sweep. Humor is the next category. I'm just going to start because I'm going to say DuckTales because to me there was nothing funny about BRAVESTARR. BRAVESTARR was a serious show. It's like they had, you know, whoever was writing that show, when it's like, oh, give the show some humor, it's like they had their personalities surgically removed. But yeah, there's no humor whatsoever, in my opinion, in BRAVESTARR. But Sean, what say you?
I completely agree with you. I went with DuckTales.
All right. Eric?
Sweep it. DuckTales. And there was nothing funny about BRAVESTARR.
All right. So this is actually a sweep I think everybody can get behind, and we're not going to get in trouble for if it happens. By the way, memorable moments is the next category. So I think I know where we're headed. I think I know where we're headed here.
Yeah.
But Eric, why don't you go ahead and start?
Yeah, DuckTales 100%. It's one of the OGs, right? I would say.
I mean, it helps set the tone for Disney Channel. I mean, this was, like I said, it was Disney's 4th attempt at an animated series.
Yeah.
I mean, their first, they were 2 for 3 out of the first 3, but this one I think is the more known one.
Yep. There were just more memorable moments from that. I didn't see any memorable moments from BRAVESTARR.
All right, Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's DuckTales. I just the only thing I remember from BRAVESTARR is how kind of bad it was. But then again, I am a true hater of like that type of animation and that type of voice acting.
Well, and also too, you were not, and I know you really don't have like any clue what Filmation really is, because that's way before your time. They were out of business before, I think, even before your brother Steven was born.
Dang.
Okay. Because he was early 90s. Was he late 80s or early 90s?
Late 80s.
Okay. So they were either almost out of business or completely out of business by the time he was born. So by the time you were, you popped out, Filmation was like completely like, there was no such thing as Filmation anymore. But like, yeah, because you're not like, because you're not even really a fan of He-Man or She-Ra, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm not a fan of the show and the concept itself. I'm just not a fan of that style of voice acting. Because to me, it's so boring. But that's just me. Like, other than that, like, yes, there's a lot of episodes of like He-Man and stuff that are really cool to watch. It's just I can't get behind how they talk.
Right. No, that's understandable. By the way, I also went with DuckTales. I figured it was a no-brainer. So they are going to win it 3-0. 30 points go to DuckTales. And 10 gets taken away from BRAVESTARR. So now they're at -10. So next week, and we probably are, because I'm pretty sure I actually had to change some things for next Saturday show. But when I promote that in a second, I'll kind of go into it, because I think there was a point where I started double booking stuff, because when you go through like so many shows, you're obviously going to write down the same show twice, because that's just how my brain works. Because I have an idea of a match I want to do, and it's like I'm going to do it, and then I'm like, oh crap, no, I already put this show in there. But all right, so this upcoming Wednesday afternoon for Animated Showdown, we are going to have a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist take on Ashura. By the way, if Ashura gets swept, they move into that bottom tier. They would be the first anime, I believe, to have that happen. By the way, Dave will not be on Wednesday's show because we are recording that in just a few minutes. So it very well could happen. And then Dave probably will not be happy with us. Care Bears take on the Bubble Guppies. By the way, if the Care Bears sweep, they're in the upper echelon. Fate Zero is going to take on Fairy Tail. Johnny Test takes on Steven Universe, and the main event is going to be King of the Hill taking on Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. Next Saturday for Animated Hour of Power, we have Mike, Lou, and Og taking on Lucas the Spider. Code Geass is going to take on Sword Art Online. Samurai Jack takes on the Mummy animated series. And the main event is going to be Biker Mice from Mars taking on Thundercats. So make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combined YouTube channel. Also join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combined. Make sure also to like and subscribe to the Unscripted Sports Show with Eric on YouTube. The Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel, the Wrestling Through the Years podcast, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night. This Friday night, we're going to be covering the Heart Attack Tour, which is from October of 1994. The video is on the WWE Vault YouTube channel. I've never seen it before, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, Clineth will stay awake throughout this entire episode. Yeah, Sean, we actually had one of our guys fall asleep on air last night.
Are you watching it, like doing a live reaction, just not showing the show?
No, we'll watch it and we'll review it on the show.
Oh, okay.
We're not necessarily big fans of watch-alongs.
Well, I didn't know like if you would do that and then eventually like edit it.
Yeah. No,
like
we're gonna
reactors do.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it and then obviously review it on the show. But yeah, it was funny. Like last night, we're like in the middle of something and we throw to him, and all of a sudden we just hear him snoring.
Jesus.
And
we didn't even realize it until we told him.
No, he didn't. We're just like, wake up, and he's like, I am awake. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, it might have been one of those things. You know, I've done that game in a couple of times where I'm like, I'm playing, and then next thing you know, you're just like, you blink, but you just don't reopen your eyes for 20 minutes.
Now, like, because we had no clue, because he always does a show with his camera off.
Right. So it was Kenneth.
Yeah. So he doesn't like. Yeah, Clint does the show with his camera off, so we had no clue until like we just we heard him snoring. It's just like, wait a minute. So all right, so look for that on Friday. Not for Clint sleeping on Friday night, but for the hard pick. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the Dizzle97 YouTube channel and Twitch. You can find Sean on as TCAX Reaper on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick.
Yes, sir.
And then join the and then like and subscribe to the Stabcast with Dangle and Mindy. We're gonna see everybody Wednesday afternoon.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Later. All right.